What's up? Patrick LaRouche here from Evolve Restorative Therapy. You can find me at livepainfreeprocess.com. I have a pain-free concierge service that's designed to teach you how to live and move pain-free. What I'm going to be talking about this week is all about how I completely shredded my ankle. And I'm going to do this in two parts. First part, I'm going to talk to you about how I recognize it and how it crept up in the first place, because it happens to the best of us and it will happen to me again and again and again, because I live a life. We all live life and we all have other things in our way, and our body's designed, it gives you pain to tell you something's up. So now I'm going to tell you how I did that. And then video number two, I'm going to show you how I sped it up. So first things, one, blew out in both of my ankles. Horribly, where to the point I couldn't walk, and I didn't understand why. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand how I even did it until I sat down and said, all right, let's take this apart. I can't walk anymore without pain. How did this happen? I have new sneakers that it's 3 months old, right? In the beginning of the season, I got new sneakers, all these different things. I rewind all the way back to spring, and now it's fall. So we have spring, summer, fall, right? In the beginning, I started mowing my lawn. It was one of our very first mows. It was like breaking out the rust of where you can step and cannot step. And I rolled my ankle on the very outside of my yard, hitting the hard pavement. So rolled my ankle, did what I had to do, made sure I walked, had my gait pattern. It was bothersome for that day, locked it up a little bit, and it started to feel better. Go along my way. Throughout the spring, did good. In summertime, I start a movement training class. During that movement training class, I wear my minimuses, which is a very free motion shoe, and my foot can go anywhere. I was doing it on grass, and afterwards, I realized my ankle doesn't feel as good. Now, spring, rolled my ankle. Walked, did all I had to do. Movement training class, summertime, so that's 3 months, summertime, things are starting to go on. So, stopped using my minimuses and started using a harder shoe. Was able to make it through my class, but still noticed something was going on. Now, September comes around. Now, I'm walking my kids to school in those same shoes that I bought 3 months ago, and realize I hurt every step. Something's wrong. And I remember my foot has a slight deformity to it. That deformity kills shoes faster, not because it kills the rubber, because it kills the fabric in it. So what happens is, in my shoe, you see this is nice, it's a free shoe, it moves all over the place, but what happens is, see this bubble that's here? When I step in the shoe, it actually separates and spreads. So what happens is, every time I do a lateral movement when I'm working, I place, I plant, I do these different things, and it pops out the shoe, which then I started realizing every time I was walking in this other shoe, which I threw out, that wasn't it, I was actually rolling almost out of the shoe. Because Nikes run a little bit slimmer unless you get a wide shoe. Nike runs a little thin, so I was rolling off the shoe, which is in essence rolling my ankle consistently in small little bits. I was overstretching specific tendons on walking. So I realized I was doing that consistently over and over again, which equated to me not being able to walk because my body was saying, I can't do this anymore in this shoe. So that's the timeline. I rolled my ankle in the beginning of spring, and in fall, that's when something showed itself to a place where I couldn't go. So what I want you to realize is, it took me a long time of me doing my everyday life for me to get an actual pain symptom. So I want you to think about that. When you get hurt, don't think about it was me just bending over. It was something that has added up amongst time, number one. Number two, what are you gonna do at that time to fix it? So now I realize I'm walking to my kids to school and it sucks. So I have to now fix it. What do? Nice 80-degree weather, shorts, tank tops, and everything. I have my big black winter boots on, and I'm clogging along because I have to lock up my ankle and get my ankle to feel better again. And 3 days of that, my ankle started to feel a lot more easygoing, mobile, when I was able to then hit the weekend to go to a store and buy proper shoes. I did two things. One, I bought a more stable shoe rather than my minimuses or my frees and things like that. I bought more of a stable shoe, a more structured shoe that my ankle could feel better in. And this is gonna be for months. So I know I can go through months, 3-4 months with shoes. I know this time is gonna be a rehab time. I don't wanna worry about it. So I bought a stable shoe. I bought a stabled shoe. On top of that, I bought a wide shoe, which now I can't kill it as fast. And I learned my lesson from that. So from now on, I have to buy wide shoes, not because my foot is wide, it's because of my slight deformity that kills fabrics of shoes, not the rubber. I want you to realize it takes time to develop an injury that's gonna stop you in a catastrophic way. Number one. Number two, what are you gonna do at that precise moment that you get hurt to change it? I had to get myself in a winter boot, and I didn't care. My wife laughed at me all the time. She was like, what are you doing? You look so foolish. And I was like, it needs to happen. I care about myself first, and I do this all the time. I don't care what people think of me when they look at me. You need to realize when you're injured, you need to cater to your body at all degrees, whenever. That is a must. Okay? So, two things I need to do that I need to tell you about that is I need to realize it took a long time and I didn't even realize it was happening. And I need to do something right then and there, even though I looked foolish. I now, 3 days after I wore my boots, was able to start moving without a lot of pain. Got my sneakers. 2 days after that, my foot started to get more range of motion and easy going, which brings me to now. Now I have to do the rehab. The rehab is, now that my foot's moving, I have to get my strength back, my coordination back, my balance back, all these different things that the intrinsic muscles in the ankles and the calf and the knee needs to do all together. Because I started developing some knee issues, some hip issues. I realized that I'm hiking my hip and I'm standing on one hip. So I have a slew of other things that I need to fix, which is great for you because then I videotape them and I show you exactly what I have to do because of an injury I did way back in the spring. That's how it works. That's how your body compensates. That's how things work, people. So what I want you to do is comment down below. Tell me about your injury and how it happened way long time ago. And these are the steps that happened that I helped myself get hurt. Because you can't fix something unless you realize the part you play in it. I know the part I play in it. That's how come I'm able to correct it. I guarantee you, majority of you don't realize what you're doing to make it worse, as well as the thing that you need to do to stop it. And that's what I want you to comment below. Tell me your injury. Tell me how you got it. How do you affect it? How you helped it continues to get worse? And then, what is your stop? Just comment down below and tell me that. Tell me what's going on so I can actually say, all right, great job. Why don't you try this? And I can give you some help because I do this all day and I have fun doing it. All right. So next video, I'm going to show you all the rehab stuff I have to do to make those 2 days in my sneakers way worth it. And now I can actually move around. I can jump. I can do all these different things and get just a twinge if I push it too hard. So that's what I want to show you next week. Until then, later.